Welcome back to another episode of Whiskey
and Real Estate.
Oh, you got to do the and today.
I do. I haven't done the and in a minute.
Oh, he gets yelled at. Usually it's Monica, his better half, that does the and. And we have a special guest this week. Very excited to bring her on. Go ahead and introduce yourself, ma'am.
I am Ashley Vanorny. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for being willing to do this crazy podcast with a couple crazy guys. It is Whiskey and Real Estate. I understand you're not a big whiskey drinker, are you?
Not anymore.
Ah.
I've had my whiskey phase.
Okay.
I used to, unfortunately, outpace the boys when I did it. I'd say, "Do you want what I'm having?" They'd say, "Sure," and they'd be like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
So I think I've lived that. I've moved on from that. Yeah. I'm a little bit more gentle these days, supposedly. Okay. But yeah.
Yeah, Monica cannot. She can't get into the whiskey either. I mean, she'll sit down and have a glass of whiskey for me, but it is a long night if that's the case. Her eyes roll back in the back of her head, and she's like a shark taking a bite, and it's just like, okay, am I dodging fists tonight? Are we going to be getting in a fight or what?
No, I think that's the reality. Like whiskey, I mean, people talk about whiskey makes you mean, but I was pretty feisty then. So I think it's all better for all of us if I don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I get really chatty Cathy when I start drinking my whiskey, and I'm a social butterfly, and give me a microphone, let me sing some karaoke.
All right, well, I'm expecting a song at the end.
Oh, no.
What are we sipping today? What do we got?
So we're tipping our hats back to Cedar Ridge.
Okay.
So Cedar Ridge has got their apple pie. This is the first place I ever had it was at the Cedar Ridge. So it's the Howdy's apple pie, very good. Tastes exactly like it sounds, except this one's a whiskey wine base. Mm-hmm. So it's got a little sweet taste to it. It's the apple pie with ice cream, essentially.
Oh.
So it's not your... So when Cedar Ridge originally started making it, it was a hard base apple pie, like Everclear style, cinnamon sticks type, cook it on your stove type situation. Really sweet. Still my favorite way to cook apple pie. Now they started putting them in barrels and how they distilled it and everything, and Logan kind of got into that when we were with Media Up or Upload Media, yeah, and he got into it, kind of how they changed the recipe and whatnot. It's still fantastic. If I'm sitting, I'll be deer hunting next weekend, so I'll be out in the deer stand, and this is all you'll hear. It is a squeaking noise, and that's what my deer stand does. It does the same thing, and you're supposed to be quiet when you're deer hunting.
Oh yeah.
But no,
you're not gonna be quiet if you're drinking whiskey.
Oh, I'll have a flask of this, and I'll just be.
Kathy's gonna be like, "Come on."
The conversations that go on in my head. Yeah, the conversations that go on in my head.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. It is.
Well, cheers. Let's try it.
Yep. Cheers to the apple pie.
Cheers.
And Ashley, you've never had this, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Alcohol.
Sorry. You're doing too much.
All right.
First time drinking alcohol.
But you can definitely taste the wine in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that ice cream, like, wow.
Yep. So the wine, you can feel it. It's the sweetness to it. It's as if you're eating your apple pie with some ice cream on top.
Yeah. So we just had our Friendsgiving. What day was that? I feel like yesterday. But
it was 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Okay,
yeah.
Not too long ago.
Yep.
And I love apple pie, but for the first time ever, I had some that I did not like at all.
Apple sangiri or
margarita apple pie.
Yeah, margarita apple. It was an apple. Yeah, it was apple in a margarita form.
Did you try any of it?
Yeah.
No comment? Jeez,
yes.
Lucas?
I went. I was actually sipping this.
Yeah.
There, so I did not.
No one told me there were options.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
they wanted to get you on film too.
I guess.
Like, go ahead.
But my issue with it is like apple pie to me, like, yes, it's got that amazing, great taste, but it's more of a feeling. It's more of a mood. Like I when I drink it, I want to relax. I want to breathe. I want to chill. When I drink that apple pie, I'm like, okay, I want to chill and party at the same time. Like,
right.
It's like, I want to dance, and that's not what apple pie is supposed to do. Like,
well, the reason I brought the apple pie on is it's the holiday season. This is even good warm. So
really good warm.
Yeah, you don't even need the ice with it or anything like that. So, holiday season. I mean, we got Thanksgiving in a day. This won't air until after Thanksgiving, but I mean, happy holidays to everyone and our fans out there and all of our followers and whatnot. But from now until basically February, this will be my go-to at night. This will be my sit down, have a drink, just relax. If it old-fashioned, if it's been a long, rough day, if it's just been a long-ass day, then I'm going to this right here where I just need to chill, take it easy for a minute. But give us some background.
Yeah.
Give us some background,
thank you
Ashley.
once again for being on and spending this holiday season with us. We really appreciate that. We know you're like us and you wear many hats. I like the hat you have on now, Midwest Princess.
We all have hats on.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Today was supposed to be a day off, and we'll get into further in that.
Absolutely.
Wait, do people take time off?
Oh, that's a weird concept, isn't it?
I don't know this term.
What's a sick day? The day I went to work? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Just
Monday?
one job that day.
We're going to get into that, too. So.
But introduce yourself, everything you do, and
Yeah, so as I said, Ashley, born and raised. There was a short stint where I lived out in Shoeyville, Iowa, not too far from here. Not quite Cedar Ridge, but whereabouts, all around here anyway. But otherwise, been in Cedar Rapids for a long time. My long running, probably way too tired dad joke is I didn't get very far in life because I work for the hospital I'm born at, and I live in my childhood home, but I own it.
There you go.
That.
Own it.
I love that.
A long time ago, I'm on city council as well. A long time ago, I saw somebody, spouting off in the comments, and they're like, "Oh, these millennials, did they even move out of their parents' basement?" I was like, "Wait a minute, I live upstairs, and I own it."
I resemble that remark.
Yes.
My name's on the mortgage. Thank you very much. I am in my childhood room, but nobody asked you, okay?
Right.
Oh man, that's awesome. We had Tiffany on, our mayor, not too long ago, and we definitely got into social media because I see it. And I even call people out that I know or that I'm close to, like, it looks like cyberbullying. And I've seen people's response, "Oh, just turn your phone off." And I'm like, that's not the answer. The answer is to stop being an asshole online.
It is. It's so true.
Social media is savage. I mean, here's something that happened recently. So we always had comments on, I brought Facebook Live to our Cedar Rapids Council meetings because I knew it was it removed clicks, right? We always had video, but it removed clicks, and I wanted people to have that accessibility and that transparency.
Yeah.
And especially, people like me who you're at work, but you might be able to listen to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you have to go to a website and then you have to go to this thing and then you have to click this thing, you're not going to do it. That's too many clicks.
Too many steps.
So the nice thing with Facebook Live is it alerts you, right? You can sign up for it, and then it alerts you when somebody goes live, and you can just tune in, right? So anyway, we had always said comments are not moderated. And yet, so what do you think people do? They tell you every single opinion thinking oh, I put it out there. Somebody's following up on this. No, we're not. So here's the thing. It's kind of tough because I want to make sure that people are being heard because feedback is a gift.
Yeah.
It may not always feel like it. Might be that gift you want a return receipt for. What's the return policy? I need to know.
Yeah.
But the reality is feedback is a gift. And so I want to make sure that people are being heard.
Oh. So
So we did go back and actually just turn off comments for that. And I get that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What I get is a lot of people on erroneous posts talking about things that are not related. You'll be like, hey, new park opened. They're like, what about this pothole? And you're like, okay, well, can we just talk about the park for a second?
Right.
You're like, no, what about this? It's like, okay, you know what? Let's try to
please
organize.
address that. That is a concern.
Let's try to organize our thoughts a little bit here. But anyway, so we actually, in case anybody had a burning desire, we actually fully turned off comments for our live meetings because we wanted to make it very clear nobody's looking at these. Mm-hmm. It's not happening. We need to redirect communication into the right forms.
Like that.
Yep.
Like that a lot.
Oh, and who are we to say what the right form is what their response would be?
Well, you can't comment there, so it's definitely not there.
Yeah.
You can share it, and if you want to, put your opinions out into the interwebs, but that's about as effective as it's going to be, unfortunately. So.
Well, and there's so much great things going on, with social media puts a light on a lot of stuff in a positive way, but I think it does more harm than good sometimes. And a prime example is real estate. Obviously, real estate. Us realtors, we have to watch what we like, what we don't like, where we get into, friend groups we're in. Because I mean, if I go out there and I like something of a political nature, I could lose half my clients.
Yep.
You know, whether I step one way or the other. And how I respond to someone on social media is I'm better off not responding. Like, prime example, and we'll tie this in later with the real estate and the city council area and everything. And it's funny you mentioned the park, and they just was a big thing on Facebook just yesterday or the day before. I think it was day before, because I was getting blown up on the real estate side because they've just announced with the Old Jones Park, you know, the renovations of what's going on there. And
that's my neighborhood.
Yep, and the stuff that's going on there. And they're like, how can you as a realtor not voice your opinion on them, you know, taking up prime real estate? I'm like, well, do you know about the prime real estate? I mean, that was my response. I'm like, you understand there's a flood ground over there, and I mean, there's a lot of wet areas over there where nothing can be developed. So the fact that they're doing something with it, I mean, yeah, there's some of you avid golfers that would have loved to have it, but you know, you only had it, you know, only half the season because it was wet the rest of the year, you know. So I mean, there's such a and it all came from Facebook, because there was a Facebook post of saying exactly what was going to be happening there. You know, the transparency that we talked with Tiffany about, and said, you know, like, you know, the vision, show everyone the vision out there. You know, that I think if there's an area that our city of Cedar Rapids is missing right now, is the transparency and the visions that go out there. Just because we as a city, and what the city council's done and the mayor's done, and everyone dislike, whatever you guys want, there's nothing but positive stuff that's been going on. I mean,
we are growing exponentially.
Exponentially.
As a city.
Yep.
Like, where we were 10 years ago to what we have now in Cedar Rapids is just crazy. How does that? How have you seen the growth? Because one of the things we talk about on this podcast is today's market. But we want to hear your opinion on today's market in Cedar Rapids from either the city council standpoint or even real estate standpoint.
Well, I'm not much into real estate. Obviously, I get into zoning, I get into development,
real estate.
housing.
It's all real estate. You just said.
I get it. I'm saying I'm not a developer though,
Yep.
but I work with them all the time. I just play one on TV, right? No, but I think there's obviously this is another part of my brain that I tap into, right? There's so much going on. You've seen my district explode. I mean, it got really bottom heavy, right? And so I kind of joke about it being like fat bottom girl, because it's just like once the 2020 census came around, like I mean I lost like several blocks, you know. I mean, I lost the north end. I used to have the Colonels, I used to have the ice arena there as well, but because it got so bottom heavy, and it is set to have the largest development in Cedar Rapids history with the American Prairie development.
Yep.
So because of all that, like it pulled it quite down, right? And so it keeps growing out, it keeps growing down. So I'm as far to the west as we go towards Fairfax, as far east as we go towards Mount Vernon, and as far down as we go. I mean, I'm just like, I got a handout saying hi to my friends in Shueyville and Swisher, and I keep feeling you just want to hold hands. We'll take Cedar Ridge. They're unincorporated right now. Nobody's getting taxes from them, and I love them. And I'm like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, come and get our best tasting water in Cedar Rapids. And then they're not, you know, no takers yet. But I'm telling you, I know they want our water. Swisher. I've spoken with the former mayor. Was a very good friend of mine. I knew the last mayor. They actually did not have anybody run for mayor this last time, so they're going to have to work that out and appoint it. It's a whole thing of people like.
Hey.
But
in
here's
Cedar Rapids, we had seven people run for mayor. They couldn't get one.
but here's the thing: I'm going to tie it all back. Why? Because it's really hard. It's hard to be a servant leader. It's hard to be in it for the right things, and everybody feels that you are owed their opinion. They're top from the beginning. I don't do it for thanks, but I'm just saying, like, if you are actually there for the right reasons, it is a very hard job to still get in and manage that communication and be there and know that it's a part-time job. So, you know, all of us have other jobs that we do. Mine is a very full-on. I mean, I'm a healthcare, administrator, so I've got very full-on clinics. I'm in a black hole when I'm there, and I come out and I'm like, whoa, my God, it's 5 o'clock.
Right.
Oh my God, give me that
Yeah.
apple pie.
Yep.
Even whiskey drinker, not whiskey drinker, I'm like, okay, pour me a little bit, because it's tough to do it, and yet it is always work worth doing, always, every single time. But there's a lot going on. And so hopefully you get somebody who's in it for the right reasons, not to enrich themselves. And then when you do find that person, you need to just every once in a while, again, we're not here for the thanks. These are not jobs that will sustain you if you wanted it to be your whole job. You can't live off of it. I mean, it's nearing but above, to be respectful of those folks, the poverty level. It's you can't.
Right.
And so the reality is, like, all of us work, and so we're managing that, right? I don't get my city council emails when I'm at work. I also don't get my Gmail, emails when I'm at work. So I got to go home, and then I've got that whole other amount of communications, let alone if somebody's pinged me and all the different social media accounts I have. So it's tough, but I want to make sure I'm hearing from everybody so that we can always direct our growth in the right place.
Yeah.
All the great businesses are happening in Cedar Rapids. I mean, and they're kind of building off of one another. One really cool thing in District 5, where I am, the southwest side, exclusively, not all the southwest side, but all my side is the southwest. There are so many family-owned businesses there that had never been in Iowa. They were in other states. They were like, we're only going to be in Wisconsin or wherever. And then they came here because we talked to another family-owned business, and they said that Cedar Rapids was the place to do business. They were so great to work with. Their people are the best people. We want to do that. If we're going to expand, we're going to go there.
Oh my God, that was like going to be my next question, and so she's already doing it. So we had Tiffany.
I'm always doing too much.
Well, and I have to do this on a daily basis. I'm talking to investors here throughout Cedar Rapids, throughout Marion, throughout Iowa, and then we have investors from 17 different states now, and that I work with on the real estate side, helping them find properties and deals and everything. So I, on a daily, have to give my 30-second elevator speech about Cedar Rapids.
Okay.
And
what is it? Yeah.
Well, you were already doing yours. I was going to put you. I'll do better. I'll show you mine if you show me yours type situation.
Oh my gosh! Pour me some more.
Yeah. So
this is going down south quick.
So my 30-second speech, and don't time it. My 30-second speech is, Cedar Rapids is, it's a city that is constantly growing. It was one of the manufacturing capitals of the United States. We have 3 major colleges here in Cedar Rapids that are continuing to grow with their enrollments as well. We also are within 25 minutes of one of the top 5 hospitals in the United States. We have 2 top 100 hospitals here in Cedar Rapids. We have, the Collins Aerospace, where they're doing everything from building a plane to the GPS of helicopters and everything you see in war. They have pretty much their hands touched on. One of the largest employers here in Cedar Rapids, and it's nationwide. Their home base is here. So, we have Quaker Oats. You can get in and get going with it. And if you look at statewide, if you look at some of the top school districts, we have, I think, 3 out of the top 7 school districts here in town. So, why not Cedar Rapids? You want to look at and touch the surrounding areas. You got Marion, Iowa, that has got #1 growth per capita last year in the United States, #1. So, the whole area, if you go to the 4 corners of Cedar Rapids, everything is growing. You bring people in from Chicago, bring investors in from Chicago, Seattle, California. I can drive them around just the outside of Cedar Rapids and see where everything's growing. Yeah, it sells itself. So.
Do you know what one of my favorite things to do is, so I'm in a lot of national stages with just national networking groups with elected leaders, but specifically municipally elected leaders. And one of my favorite things, if I'm ever doing a presentation, is just to put everybody on the spot, because I know what people are thinking when they say, oh, this is a woman from Iowa. And I say, okay, show of hands. How many of y'all think how many of you think I live in a cornfield? All the hands.
It's so crazy.
And then it is. Blow their minds, because then I put up a picture of beautiful downtown, right? Yep. And they're like, and they just all look at me like, oh, well, we didn't. And I was like, oh, I know what you're thinking already. But the reality is, like, almost everything is made or has a touch point in Cedar Rapids. And so I love, and I talk about it in this way. So again, District 5, I'm pretty biased, pretty excited about it, very much a cheerleader. But I was talking about a really stupid thing. I say, have you heard of the U.S. quarter? This is rhetorical, right? Okay. If you haven't, I've got questions. But I always say, but did you know that the metal in the U.S. quarter is made from PMX in District 5? Get out. So my favorite thing to gift somebody is a quarter. And I would say, if you ever miss Cedar Rapids, you got a little piece of home in your pocket.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that.
But here's the thing. You can take that to the grocery store. right? And you can buy some Quaker Oats, right? Which is sourced from around here. The byproducts of Quaker Oats is used in a lot of cornstarch. So you're welcome. When we had the great toilet paper crisis of 2020, people don't think about like why the paper doesn't stick together. It's because there's a little bit of cornstarch. That's a byproduct from Quaker Oats. That cornstarch and that cereal manufacturing. We're the cereal city, so I think it's 80% of every single bread product in the world has Red Star yeast, which is made in District 5, right? So I'm like constantly talking about this, and people start to look at it, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. How cute is your little city? Oh, like 30,000? Yeah, that's my district's bigger than that. So if we really want to get into some slinging, I'm saying, oh, that's so cute of you. Your little city of 40,000. My district's 35.
My district's bigger than yours.
I know. What's that song? My D big. At some point in time.
She's going to be writing her name before we know it in the snow.
I know. And so at some point in time, I remind people that, we are a medium-sized city in terms of U.S. standard, right? But approximately 135, 140,000, depending on kind of fluctuations. But a lot of things come through here. I was literally at a conference, 3,500 people at this conference for municipally elected officials and their staff. And what do we have as a little treat in the break? Quaker Oats granola. And I was like, I needed to see, did that granola the granola gets made in Cedar Rapids. So I went up to the president, I went up to my friends, I said, oh, you're welcome. My people made that. Are you enjoying that? Welcome. The great people of Cedar Rapids say, I hope you're feeling a little less hungry right now. You're so welcome. But see, people don't think about that stuff. And so I want to put some respect on the name, not only in Iowa, but Cedar Rapids specifically, because so much happens here. A lot of the cornstarch byproduct as well gets made into a lot of our pills. So you have the actual medicine that's in there, but a lot of that is just cornstarch too.
Right.
And so we don't think about that, but that's JRS Pharma. That's right downtown, right? So all these companies, Ingredion, you get something shipped on Amazon or a Nordstrom box. That's our municipally recycled paper from International Paper that they, So you need to think about what our circular economy is and like why it's so great to be a Cedar Rapidian. I mean, there's a lot of things going on here, but like we are an incredible, resilient, hardworking group of folks who have a lot of greatness. We just need to tell people and tell our story because as soon as they meet us, it's game, set, match.
And that's, as soon as I always tell my agents that as soon as if you can't talk to them, let me get on the phone with them. Yeah. Because if I can get if I can get on the phone,
I'm gonna take a nap. You give the elevator speech.
I mean, and I'm just taking interior notes.
And then just wake her up and you get the stats.
I'm like, hey, what else? What else?
Another one.
And another. And another. But I mean, and it's fantastic. I mean, and the things you can add to the repertoire right now of Cedar Rapids, you got Google coming in, you got
a casino.
You got a casino coming in, you got almost $17.5 billion in data centers that are going to be coming to the area. I mean,
in what district?
That's yours.
D5?
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's you.
I love that.
Somebody told me a while ago, they said, you really need to lay off the district thing. I said, no. Why? You mad? You jealous? D5? I just do it more now.
Yes, absolutely.
Where's the T-shirts? Where's the hats? Where you at? Who are you?
Right? God. And that's so, like, what I love about it, like the Cedar Rapids pride that we're allowed to have. Like, I'm very proud. This is home. I wasn't even born here, but this is home. Like, you ask me anywhere I go, this is absolutely home. Well, thank you. Like, you make it somewhere that's not only cool, but it's just, it's a place where you can thrive. I always tell people that Iowa's the land of opportunity. Yeah. You can be everything you want to be, and you could also be, you don't have to be anything you don't want to be.
Right.
Like, really, you have the opportunity to really chase whatever dream and build whatever. One thing, like, about me doing, like, the music awards, like, it was something that I wanted, and there was a lack thereof. And it's something that benefits everybody. And it's not the first award show, obviously, but it's something that we were able to build together and give back every year. And everybody, comes together, networks, celebrates, and, we get to pat each other on the back. And that's definitely something I just learned from being an Iowan. Iowa nice. It's like, let's give each other our flowers, let's help each other wherever we can, and let's all build something great together.
But can I tell you too, I'm so proud of you, first off. But also, I love that you've created this particular problem with the Iowa Music Awards. In the fact that, like, you filled this void that people didn't know that they needed, so much so that, like, you get the negative comments of being like, but I, you know, it's like, okay, but let me explain. It's like counsel, right? Let me explain the rules to you. Let me explain, you know, how we can change the rules and your feedback can matter, right? We redirect that communication to healthy places.
Absolutely.
And then you say, I want you to compete in this too. Like, come on down. Like, you're not excluded. You just didn't know the rules.
Exactly.
Now, once you learn the rules and you take that time, like, that's so great that people are, like, fighting for themselves to be seen because they want to earn your award. Like that, it's gotta make you feel really good.
It's definitely a gift, and some of my closest friends are like, it's a curse. You gotta stop doing it. They don't deserve it. I'm
it's
like,
not, but I mean, it's for a good cause because you created something that people feel that they like are very honored by, and so that's why people are finding they really want to receive it, right? Which is an amazing problem.
And that's how I explain it. Like, there's people that's just really passionate about their craft, and when they don't get recognition, you know, that can hurt.
Yeah.
And it's impossible for me to know everybody that's doing music.
Yeah.
But we have, and we continue to make a platform that's easy and accessible, so everyone can submit their music and different ways for them to do so.
It's almost like you're trying to get feedback on council. You're
Yeah.
easy, accessible, transparent.
That might be the title of this episode is feedback, because we all get it, and we all we know how to. I think we know how to deal with negative feedback and how to make a positive out of it. And we also know how to look through the person that's filing a complaint that may not be able to articulate themselves very well and may come off very aggressive and rude. But it's like, at the end of the day, this is probably somebody that does have an issue that I may have a solution to if we can just find a way to communicate it properly.
So can I create a visual for you?
Yeah.
So, because I'm going to do this probably with AVP at some point in time. She's so creative, and she's done some really fun shoots with me. But there is this image that I am fixated on from childhood, and it's that is it that Maxwell tape? Where it was like the sound one, where it's the guy in and his tie's being blown back.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just because the
That
sound
just brought
quality
me back. I
is
forgot.
so good, right?
Yeah.
But I want to recreate that because that's sometimes that visual is what comes to mind of like what it feels like to be a public servant sometimes, because you're sitting there and it just the noise is just coming at you and it's blowing your hair back and you're just like gripping on white knuckling for dear life.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of it's a powerful image, right? But what we need to do is turn down the noise a little bit, redirect that communication, that feedback, so that we can hear those gifts that people are offering us, that feedback and communication, but hopefully in something that actually like cultivate it, right? Like, hey, maybe we can't do that for this park, but let's look at where there are other opportunities for other parks, because that's a great idea.
You actually had a great idea the way you know put it out there, and the time might have been bad, but that actually is a valid concern or suggestion.
Yeah.
Well, and you got to have your advocates out there too, and you got to use your advocates because, like, Monique and I are a big advocate of you. You know what you do and what we want to support as much as we can when we can and how we can. And so, I mean, with that being said, we also touch so many circles, and so our circles run together. Me and yours, a lot of them run together. But our circles have like doubled this last year on the business side of things because of my circle and your circle, and we're like, shit, we need to get these people together and introduce. I mean, and some of the people that have had impacts on our life, just our personal lives, I mean, came from each other, you know. And so you gotta, and that's one thing Tone's been good about is the advocating area is you have music awards. We get to hear some of the feedback from our circles and from what it is. And Tone's like, maybe we'll put a couple committees together. And that's Monique and I are like, you need to put some committees together because you need the more people you have involved in things. And that's like even with real estate career, the more people I have on my side, and not even if it's a positive or negative, that's just talking about Lucas doing real estate. They're advocating one way or the other for you. Your name is getting thrown out there, good, bad, indifferent, and most people understand the source. And I mean, we welcome sitting on that pedestal where people want to throw rocks at, because
you have to. If you're not strong enough to deal with it, then you probably shouldn't be in that position.
But you can't feel bad for leaning and wanting to give a hand to your advocates and say, what more could we do, or how could we do it better type situation. And you've done well with that. And also you gotta understand the haters out there, let's talk about the music awards. Someone says something real bad about it and they didn't win in XYZ. I guarantee when they promote themselves, they're going to see a 2025 nominee of the Iowa Music Awards. You know, I was that guy. I was that Iowa Music Award nominee type guy. I mean, oh, so now you want to use that?
Right.
You know, so
exactly.
It's like the guy that's like, you know what, gosh, you know, I don't want to do business with Lucas because he's friends with this person or this circle over here, but I can't find deals. I can't find this deal.
You know Lucas is the best. And Lucas ain't did you wrong.
Yeah, so I know where that phone call is going to come, and I always tell my agents it's okay to be second place.
Yeah.
Because the reason is first place will screw up in the real estate world, or they won't last.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever they have first place, you know, it could be just because he's your uncle is the reason that client has that guy first place on his list.
Yeah.
That guy might not last a year in real estate. Yeah. So you be the person that can fall in line, be the guy that picks it up, but know your market, know what you're doing, understand, be able to talk to it. And that's one thing with you and music. You've been there, done it, you failed, you've came back, you failed again and came back. And I mean,
I just got great news today. Before I get to that, while we're still talking about feedback, one of the things you said is like sometimes when you see the negative feedback, you just can't respond. You just blow past it.
Or you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, agree. Yeah.
I had a situation because the music awards, it gets crazy. So I can deal with most of it, and I can redirect it, and I can see through it. But I had somebody comment that I had no idea who they were, and it really attacked my character, and it was tone, slide, and manipulating people. I was like, okay, this is where I step in. Like, hey, I was not responding to anybody in regards to this. I respect everyone's opinion, even when they don't like me. However, you can't call me a liar or a manipulator. Like, and if somebody does feel that wrong, I absolutely want to correct it right now. And that's not defend myself. Like, whatever I did that made you feel that way, I legitimately want to fix. I don't want any human on this earth ever feeling like I've lied or manipulated them.
So did you fix it on social media or did you call them?
No, so first I left that message, then they didn't respond.
Yep.
Then I messaged them like, hey, just following up, trying to get some insight here on what happened. And their response ended up being, oh, I don't want to reveal the source, but I seen how hard you work. You're a good dude.
Yeah.
Well, then they're like, here's some of my music. And they send me their songs. They're like, I think we should work together. And I'm like, this was the worst way possible to try to work together. Like, if that was your goal from the beginning, like, why? Like, oh, I didn't think you would respond to that. Well, I wasn't responding the most, but there's a line. And it's like, when I see it on the music side, I can only imagine what you go through city council wise and what you have to try to ignore and what you do choose to respond. And like, if you can even name a time that it's like, okay, I have to step in.
Just one.
Just one. As many as you like.
I can't think
You've
of
never
it.
had a weak moment.
No, look. I'll share some advice. First off, you can't be everything to everyone. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the hardest part. Right?
It is.
Because when you are a caring person.
I'll sip to that. Because we try. We do try.
There might be a couple of sip moments here. So you can't be everything to everyone. And when you have a big heart, when you're there, legitimately there for the right reasons, your heart's going to go through it. Our former city attorney, Jim Flitz, he told me some of the best advice. And this was like, I mean, I was getting death threats. I've lived in my house. Just so this is like a very millennial flex, right? Yeah. So the only address I've ever had on a license is the one I have now. Mm-hmm. That's it. And I've had a photo ID since I was 11. That's a long time, to have this address. So this is my home, My number is my number from like the millennium,
Yep.
So like, please be careful of the fact that I'm a very real person. I'm a real girl.
Exactly. No, for real.
But people forget this. And so our former city attorney, he told me, he said, you know what? He said, you might be a public servant, but you're not a public punching bag.
Facts.
And I was so happy he gave me that empowerment. Because it feels, sometimes I care so much that I want to make everybody happy, and I just can't. You're going to fail if you, try to be perfect. And you can't. You are one person. This is a part-time job. I guarantee, everybody is getting like below minimum wage, effort from me when I spread out as many hours as I put into this over the course of a year. And so the reality is, like, I am doing the most with what I can. I don't have staff at City Hall. That people might think that. Every single one of us, including the mayor, we do not have our own staff. We have a city team that we can leverage, and they are fantastic. We've got like 1,600 employees with the city of Cedar Rapids. Each one of them are so darn good at what they do. But we ourselves, like, you want to meet my media person? Hi, it's me. You want to meet my agent? Hi, it's me. You want to meet my scheduler? Also me, right? Yeah. And so when you think about, like, how am I fitting that in while showing up for the people who I love the most and showing up and doing a good job at my job and the boards and commissions I'm on, it's a lot. And I do it happily, you know? Hopefully you get it wrong and you think I make it look easy, right? but it's not. It's always work worth doing. Yeah. But when you care that much, and that's what I'm hearing in that pain that you're expressing, is that you care much that, like, you, and by the way, I've never seen you not be a smiley person. So if somebody is, like, making your smile drop, they really done fucked up.
You worked for it, right?
They fucked up and they deserve the wrath that you are reaping on them. I'm just saying, like, I've never seen that. But the reality is, like, it really sucks to see people talk about you with so much onus and so much authority that they're like, oh, Ashley is this, or I know this. And I'm like, when's the last time you texted me talking like that? Yeah. Talking like you're my mom, or like my sister, you know, or like my brother, or my cousin. Like you're my hairdresser who knows me like intimately, knows every gray on my head, you know, and so it's wild that people get out there and they say, they try to teach you. The audacity of it, right? What's that whole reel right now? Bees in the trap, you know?
Yeah.
And the reality is, like, people do this. They speak on your name with so much authority, and like, they don't know you at all. Yeah. They don't know you at all. And so it's that, that's where that imagery becomes so powerful for me, because I think you got to let it blow over and wash over you. And it's really hard when you care a lot. It really is, because you want to make it right with every single person, and you can't. Yep. So you just have to be like, okay, sure. Yeah.
Tone, it's the hardest lesson for us. It's the hardest pill for us to swallow. I mean, we are prideful people, you know, but we're not prideful in the fact of we're better than anyone else type situation. We're prideful as we want to help. You know, we're here to help.
Exactly. I want to help every single person, you know? And so...
Like, I want that tattoo, you know, teamwork makes the dream work. I want that somewhere across my back, because I wear it every day. I mean, I'm just like, how can we make this better together? And I had an investor, same thing. You know, he's from California, jumping down my throat. First thing is accusations, this. I haven't received a deposit. I haven't done this. Tamara gets on and she pulls up his account. Here you go. Here's your deposit. Here's your deposit. Here's your deposit. Oh my God. and so I respond back with that. I'm like, okay, here's your sheet. You've received every deposit as directed. Yeah. Can you please stop the threats and accusations and everything? And most importantly, just pick up a phone and give me a call.
Come on, man. You know me.
I'm like, come on, man. I'm managing your wealth. I'm managing this right now. Yeah. And I've allowed it where you could be, you know, 20 hours away from here, and your portfolio still grows and it's still feeding you profitability, you know? Yep. Okay, all the more reasons we should be working together.
Exactly. I mean, not you stressing me out, working against me. I've had that where it's like, there's people that when I'm in management, like I do feel like I work for you, and really you're hiring me for my services. But I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you succeed. Right. And when you call me, even if it's something like negative and to bring me down, I'm missing out on another opportunity that probably will benefit you while you're dwelling on something that is probably minuscule or probably not the biggest thing we have on the way. I've recently had that with someone still giving feedback on why they think they should have won. And I'm like, I understand that. It's a voting system.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You did not get the most votes.
Honey, yesterday. Linda, next year. Yeah. This year's done.
Let's focus on next year. Literally this morning, woke up to an email, and I'm like, hey, this is the person that did win. Yep. These are their credentials. Let's focus on next year.
But that's on them. That's not on you, right? It still feels that way. And I think that's the thing is, like, again, right? Have only ever lived in that address. And only since I was on city council did I have to get security cameras for my safety.
That's crazy.
What I'm saying is Jim was saying that because people were threatening my physical safety. So much so that, like, my family got really concerned about, like, is it safe for, now that was like a real extrapolation, but I'm saying like, that's concerning, you know? And the jig is up. Like, I'm a Cedar Rapidian. I love being here. I'm always going to be around here. And so I don't want to be chased out of my own home because I felt compelled to step up to serve my city. I'm going into my 3rd term, cheers to that. Thank you so much.
Cheer. We will cheers to that.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
But here's the other thing too. You and I just met today, but Tone and I have known each other for a little bit because I hired you.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you.
And so some of my favorite things to do are see people who aren't seen enough. Because I see something special in them. Because I was always waiting for somebody, just like what I'm hearing in those emails is somebody's like, but how do I get seen, right? Now they're not directing their energy in the appropriate way, so you can help kind of coach that, right? But they're asking to be seen, and so I saw you as this like incredibly happy guy around town, right? And so when we had 7 people 8 years ago running for mayor. And I had a bunch of people just down the street from me, J Street Apartments, who were saying, we've never had anybody knock our doors. They're like, nobody? Like, that's crazy. This was like the staple of all the kids I went to Wilson. I always had friends who lived at J Street Apartments. And so I thought, well, I think I can fix that, right? I live audaciously enough that I'm like, oh, hell, I'll just invite them all down here. What's the worst that can happen? They don't come. Right. Well, guess what? All 7 came. They played basketball with each other, which was wild to like create this moment. But also you were playing beats for us. Yeah. And it was such a great little block party. And I'm like, but I can make that happen. So they know at least at one point in time, the people came out to them. Came out to them. They didn't have to get a babysitter or anything like that and go down the street. I'm like, well, we're going to come to you then. We'll make this real easy and just do that. And the other thing too is that, Monica, obviously when she lost her sister, she was just asking to be heard. And didn't really know how to be, to go through that. And so I thought, well, what does that feel like to lose a family member in such a public way, and every the noise, right? The noise of it all. Oh. And so you don't know how to do this. There's no handbook like, this just happened. Here's exactly what you do and only these steps, right? So I reached out because I was like, hey, I heard you had questions. Like, how can I help? I just want to envelop her and the family in love and like make sure questions were answered, right?
Right.
I didn't solve anything. I didn't take away the pain, but I reached out, validated her humanity, and just like offered a little bit of empathy and support. And so I think about those kinds of things, and I can't save everything. I can't do all the things, but what I do try to do and have tried to do over the last 8 years, and hopefully continuously, that's just kind of who I am, is I try to make everybody feel a little bit more seen.
Someone said to me recently, and it was I don't know, I know it came from a good place and they just care about my well-being, but they were like, Tone, you can't make everybody happy. And I was like, well, what's the harm in trying to? Like, if I really, I know it
really
could drain
nice guy
me.
About you. I know.
But what's the harm in wanting everybody that I interact with to leave with a good interaction? Like, I understand we all have everything else going on, but why can't the moment that we have to work together be a great moment, be a memorable, fun environment or a safe place for you? Like,
well, and I'll tell you too, there's so many things that happen offline that I just like, I can be in the emails or I can be at the events, but I can't necessarily do both because I am only one person, right? I don't have that team. And so there are so many things that happen offline. So sometimes people convince themselves what is or isn't happening. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I actually was just living in the moment. I didn't take the time to be at this event and be like, excuse me, can you pause the funeral? I need to tweet about this or whatever, And so that's the hardest part, right? Is like explaining to people all the complexities that happen behind the scenes. One of my favorite moments, it hasn't apparently per the media, which seems to dictate so much in our, today.
Awful.
I know.
Awful.
But I had told them when I won re-election this last time for my second term, they said, so what do you focus on? And I was like, homelessness and food security. And it was not sexy enough to make the news. It wasn't going to make the A block. It wasn't going to make the B block. It wasn't going to make the news. They moved on to something else because they wanted something fresh. Well, guess what we went right into then?
Those topics.
Right. I mean, we were talking about COVID, right? And coming out of that, I mean, people are still, right? What just happened a little bit ago, right? We had the shutdown, and people still if not even more so, have less of that, that umbrella to save them. And people were right back in it. So I keep saying that stuff and beating the same drum over and over, but it still is the most important thing to me. So sexy or not, I don't care. It's where I lead with. So one of my favorite moments, really empowering. There was this gentleman named Ghost, an unhoused person that came to city council, and I had never seen an unhoused person come to city council and advocate at all, let alone like this guy like spoke for his community. And we didn't have all of the winter housing and sheltering yet. We were kind of like year over year trying to figure it out. We had to work with fire codes and everything. Mm-hmm. It was a real problem. So like it's not perfect still. There's so much more to do, but the fact that we have a permanent shelter is incredible. And this gentleman was at the forefront of advocating for that because he's like, it's already so cold. Like, what are we going to do? Like, we can't wait. People are going to die. People are actually seriously at risk. He ended up succumbing to his addiction. But here's what happened. I didn't have unfortunately wasn't able to go to his funeral services or his kind of community event. Mm-hmm. But I reached out to some of the folks that he had worked with through Willis Dady, and I got a family contact. I called his estranged sister. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't sure. I wanted to have like unfettered time just to like let the conversation take as long as it was going to take because it was meaningful for me to explain to his family what mark he left on our community and for people like him or going through it. I was coming back from a wedding and ended up talking with his estranged sister that for like 10 plus years for 2.5 hours.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wow.
And I just think about that, right? Like it's that moment that like Ghost sticks with me in the realest of ways. And I want his legacy truly to be remembered in like what he was able to advocate for people long. I think he probably knew he wasn't long for this world, unfortunately, but his impact is long lasting. Yeah. And it's so important that his family knows that with all the trials and tribulations that they went through over the course of his addiction, to know like what he was able to do for other people.
Dude, my Tupac quote of the month is, I may not be the person that changes the world, but I will be the person that sparks the mind that does.
I love that.
And that's like all that matters. Like I don't need the credit or I don't need to be the person that is in the face or in the front of things. But, if I'm able to spread joy, knowledge, connect somebody with somebody that'll change your life or, even the next generations, that's all that really matters. That's what life, I think, should be. Thank you. That should be the goal, right?
Well, and we wake up, the only person you should be competing against the next day is the guy you were yesterday or the gal you were yesterday. So like,
you always got to one up me.
But I cannot stand it where people's like, oh, you're competing against this guy or
no.
Lucas, you've been number one in sales for this, and then aren't you worried about losing these clients over here and this and this? I'm like, no, I don't. I want to be a better person tomorrow. Yeah. Than I was today, and that's my competition, and that's the hardest competition because there ain't nobody that's going to beat me, and that's how I always think. So for me, trying to beat the guy the day before, I mean, we can only have greatness, and that's this time of year you really get to see the spark in people. And so I was talking to Todd, Todd's brother from another mother of mine. I mean, biggest pain in my ass that I got. Love the guy to death.
Everyone's got a Todd.
Yeah, he should have probably.
I might be a Todd.
Yeah, he should have been written off like 5 different times. Excuse me, probably 20 times. Like if there's a time where some of my former staff and staff now and whatnot, and they're like, hey, you have favorites, and here's your example. I mean, it's Todd. Yeah. You're right. He probably shouldn't still be here. Shouldn't be still working with me, but he is family.
Say, why is the floor all wet, Todd?
Yeah. So he calls me today, and he's working on a project, and he goes, Lucas, he's like, so I know you're busy. He's like, it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. Can you take it out of my pay? Do whatever you need to do. Go get $100 and make them all $5 McDonald's cards. And so we can, give it out to the homeless. And him and I for 10 years now have been giving back to all the shelters and every time. And he goes, Todd, I don't know if I'm going to free up this evening to be able to do it. And thank God that we had the podcast where I can get out and go do it. And he goes, what are you doing? I go, well, we're prepping food. Yeah. He goes, what do you mean you're prepping food? I go, well, we don't know how many people are going to be at Thanksgiving tomorrow, so we always cook enough so we can give to the homeless afterwards and so on and so forth. I go, do you want me to pick you up when I do that? And you give these gift cards yourself and so on and so forth. And he's, that'd be amazing. He goes, see, every year you do this stuff and I forget. And then I talked to him about, December 19th. I go, Todd, this is going to be the first year that I bring you out in public. Yep. December 19th is Tone and I. We have an event where we give away, hopefully we'll give over 200 gifts to people that can't have gifts and
feed them.
Yeah, we got a couple sponsors coming in to cook, and they'll have their own little Christmas party.
Oh,
yeah. So every year we try to figure out how we can do it. And so ours is December 19th. Anyone that's listening that wants to donate, we'll have something on the Whiskey and Real Estate Facebook page of where you can donate.
Or attend. We'll post the information on where to be.
Yep, and so it's one of those that we're trying to help as many people as you can. And I was coaching. I thought I was done coaching, except my high school girl's still now. And so Chloe's
about as many times I've retired from rap.
Yes. So Manika's daughter, which is my daughter. So she's in 5th grade right now, and they needed a Y coach, and of course I became the Y coach. And so we practice in our gym, and so we're practicing, and now we're getting into session 2, and they're like, and Chloe's good enough where she shouldn't be in the Y League. She shouldn't be in the Y League. She should be traveling and playing in XYZ. And so the parents are like, hey, we know Chloe might not be back this next year. Will you still coach our kids? And I'm like, oh, man. I'm like, golly.
They got you.
and so now we're bringing them back. Iowa Legacy diplomats are coming back,
I love that.
So
that brings me to something I wanted to ask Ashley. It's the council role is part-time.
Yeah.
And when you're at work,
allegedly.
Right, because that's kind of where we're going with this. But like when you're at work, do you look at that as like how do you balance your time? How do you delegate that? Is your other job kind of your freedom from this job?
Not necessarily. I mean, I guess because they are, we talk about like multiple hats. I had a really bad dad joke a long time ago where I said, I wear so many hats I could fan them out and have a sombrero. Like so many.
Yeah.
They're like this one, You're like, it gets kind of annoying. Right? But I think the reality is I've always maintained that, at the intersection of both of my worlds, I just have the fortune of looking out for the welfare and well-being of residents. And so it's not an escape from one another.
Yeah.
It is extremely intentional communication that allows me to do both. You really don't see people in my position in healthcare or in healthcare full stop that get to do these roles unless they're in some unique, really higher up role. So I'm fortunate that, my healthcare system really promotes me. They appreciate me. That is through hard work. I have to really make sure that I'm on point because that job is what's actually paying the mortgage and everything else. And so, I have to do a good job, do right by my team. I have the best team. By the way, we can just knock the BS off. Nurses are professionals, okay?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, internet. There's a line, guys.
Yeah.
There's people are saying it's not a what?
No. This was the Department of Education reframed what qualified, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing about politicking.
There's no way.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I work in 2 high-risk specialties, pediatric cardiology and maternal fetal medicine. I don't want people to have to come into my clinic. I don't want you to need our services. Yeah. Also, we are one of the few services in eastern Iowa for both of them. So people come in from a 2-hour radius. Yeah. And so it's a lot of, it's a heaviness to it, to have that responsibility, to know that it's very disruptive for people's days to need our service and to have to come in and figure out how they're going to do, both an hour-long scan, if not longer, and then have a consult and all the stuff. And so it really is a privilege to get to take care of people. And you get to hear about the transportation. And I'm on transportation committees, and then get to hear about where they're living, or maybe they have to be way out here because they can't afford to live closer. And so all those things intersect. And my brain is just constantly spinning. And it's just it's such a privilege and a treat to get to take care of people. Yeah. And so through a lot of really good communication with my team, making sure that they know that they're empowered, they're resourced, that I am doing right by them first, do I get to do the other stuff. If I wasn't doing great with them and coaching them and showing up for them first, there's no way I would take other stuff on. But I work with the best healthcare team anybody could want. And so I always say that, we don't want to see you in my clinic, but if you're there, you're going to be in the absolute best of hands.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, so you got to deliver good news, bad news with an edge of sympathy no matter what, because everyone's on the edge of their seat when they're coming to see you. So I mean,
was thinking that too. Like they're frustrated that they even have to take the time out to be there. So you deal with it,
or what is causing them to be there. You know,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, and you're kind of the end all say all type person, because they've been referred to you because they've already gone through step A and B to you know, I've gone through the first opinion, the second opinion. Now here's who you need to go see to see what's up. And so
are we ready to get to this top 5?
Man, but
I'm so curious.
But we'll definitely get there. I mean, so that's the side that people, and we've talked about it so many times, don't get to see what we do and you do, and you know, and I'm so glad.
No turning it off.
There's no turning it off. Yeah.
PHI. I mean, I'm not going to tell you about the people who see me or anything like that, right? So, but no, it's a privilege. And here's the reality. What I can tell you is, like, the types of patients that we see, it's everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody. You know, nobody is spared from the realities. Like, I am more convinced, I'm not a particularly spiritual person, but I am more convinced every single day that any healthy delivery of a baby is a miracle. There are so many things, at so many points that could go wrong. Yeah. And my team are the ones to cradle you, you know, if there is a demise. They're there to celebrate you when you have a healthy delivery. We love hearing our doctor be like, get out of here, you're too healthy for us, you know, we don't want to see you back here again, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's an amazing thing, but we also know how much emotion there is in that as well, right? Yeah.
My daughter wants to go in that field. And she's thinking about stepping away from it.
We need more.
and I'm like, why would you step away from it? Like, she's like, you know, I'm dropping anatomy and XYZ, because she's a senior in high school. Yeah. I go, stop it. Why? Yeah. She's like, well, you know, this class is tough. I'm like, but you're getting to do what you love to do, you know. It better be tough.
Exactly.
You know. Yep. But if you're studying and doing the stuff you really want to do, then studying's going to come easy, because you see an end game. Talk about the people that can't pass the real estate on the first time. the real estate test. That test is not that tough, but it does. I'd say, I wish I knew the percentage, but I guarantee probably 70% fail their first time. Yeah. And you know, I passed my first time, and I'm an idiot. So I mean,
it makes it worse for me, Lucas.
No, but the thing is, that was going to be my main career, you know. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to be my main career. I was doing something I loved. Yeah. You know, I was studying for something like, this is great, man. You know, this is what I want to learn. This is where I want to be. So I was focused and driven. I mean, at Co, the only thing that kept me at Upper Iowa and Co was sports, you know. And when sports were over, I'm like, man, do I really got to go to class? My scholarships are up, you know, this, that, and another. I'm like, if I would have had that end game, I mean, I did 4.5 years of college without a degree, you know, so it's one of those, but I had a lot of fun. I had a degree in having fun.
But here's what I'm hearing, though, is that, you know, all three of us respectively have our own careers, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. But so much more than that. I mean, I think we talk about our respective careers with so much passion, because they're actually callings. Yes. Like, music is your calling. Agreed. Like, healthcare is my calling. Like, that public service is my calling. Like, you're so great and passionate about real estate, right? Mm-hmm. And like, I mean, I don't see a lot of people who can talk about Cedar Rapids almost competitively as nicely as I talk about Cedar Rapids. People are, you know, and I think sometimes, and I mean this with a lot of love, sometimes I think I talk about real estate almost like as if it's a bad word, because so many people will be like, oh, you don't want to live there. You don't want to do that, right? And I'm like, oh, you don't want to live with people? Right. You want to live in neighborhoods? Right. Like, and what do you mean? Like, if yeah, exactly. Like, because people always talk about my neighborhood that way. People still talk about Wilson Middle School as if it's like got some bad aftertaste, right? And I'm like, hey, wait a minute, I was from Wilson Middle School, right? Like, I'm that kid.
So bad about me,
No, and that's what but that people said that about J Street, right? And so people weren't going there. They weren't knocking the doors. And I was like, oh, you mean my neighbors? Right. My neighbors are pretty cool. Yep. You know, there's nothing wrong about my neighbors, right? And so I think you have to break that down. But I love more than anything when you get advocates,
No,
right?
absolutely. The advocates are the best part of it. In social media, I always felt, see, I don't respond on social media, and the reason is because I usually don't need to, because my advocates.
Oh yeah, I got. Some
they're like, all right, I got you, Lucas.
I can't say.
Yep. They're like, all right, hey, we got you. Just take a seat, and I'll get a DM. They're like, hey, don't worry about it. We got this. And then, yeah.
Well, I found too that it's not a good use of my time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There was things have become so polarized, and again, media specifically has really directed, because of the monetization of like how they make money on anything. They have directed this nastiness and this toxicity that is really fueled or further fueled by social media.
Yep.
I love conversations like this, right? If we started itemizing everything, I guarantee we don't agree on everything. We may not even agree on most things. But if you actually sit across from somebody, from your neighbor, from a friend, from somebody that you're talking to, and have a conversation with them, you can communicate so much, and you can find so much commonality. But online, all we do is like we other each other, right?
You look for their flaws and pick them apart.
And so we don't actually have that communication anymore, and it's very problematic, because I want to get to the point of like being a problem solver and being effective with my time, spreading a lot more love than exists in the world or that we see on a regular basis. And that's not what social media is. So I have a personal rule. I make everything, this is a Childish Gambino thing, I make everything for everybody all the time. There is nothing that you're going to see on one that's not on the other, because then be like, ooh, I'm your private friend. No, it's the same boring shit all the time. It is it. There is no secrets over here that is not over here. So if you see my vacation picture here, you're gonna see it publicly, because I had friends who I thought, okay, I could talk over here, about some things that were on my mind, but not, and have that separate from my public account, and that got bastardized real quick. And so I thought, you know what?
God, I haven't heard that word in a while. I love it.
So everything is for everyone all the time, and I think that's off his Camp album, which I love. But anyway, I'm a big fan. Just found out he had that stroke. That's why he canceled a bunch of shows.
I saw
Crazy.
that. He canceled the tour.
I thought, I was like, you know what? My man's just taking a break,
and
I was like,
and
I was like,
us old guys makes me.
But I was just like, you know what? Good on you, honey. Just take a break. That's okay to take a break as well. But I mean, he had some actual medical things he was managing, and again, he doesn't owe us that explanation. But all that to be said, I don't. If it is open to the world, that is inviting that toxicity. So I have really told my friends over the years that, like, if it's private for you, I'll tell you happy birthday, or say like congratulations on your new baby. If you've got it open to the world, I'm not risking my peace. My peace is too much, because I've got too many things and too many people I'm trying to actually serve, that I'm not going to be out there in the world and invite and be like, oh, aren't you that Ashley? Oh, I got some things I want to tell you.
Right.
No,
and
I
it's
got like
I said
8
happy
email accounts. You can find me plenty. Not on here, not on my personal
If they
case.
hit reply to you saying happy birthday to someone else, why isn't this in District 5 yet?
Right.
Bro.
No, literally all the time. Let me tell you about this pothole. I'm like, I'm telling Tone happy birthday. Like, can I just tell my friend happy birthday?
Fix the damn pothole. You go out there, drop the cement right now, leave your job.
No, please don't. That's actually quite illegal. We want the professionals to do the professional. Don't do this home stuff. Don't get out there. We had somebody doing this year. Don't go out there and spray your own chemicals on the weeds. That is also illegal. You need to have a license. I promise you. Please. Leave
and it's worth having that license. I tell you, in the real estate world, the DIYs. Oh man, the DIYs that I have to come in and try to sell, and I'm just like, why did you do this? Why are you doing this? This is gonna get caught on an inspection. This is just all you had to do is call me and let me walk this before you start. Yes.
Love it.
But is there a such thing as being too open? I mean,
I don't need to know, like, your lab report.
Well, I get that, because so Cody, one of my best friends, and we've had Cody on here a couple times, and Cody will be on here many more times coming.
Oh, yeah.
Cody is
probably
one
outside the door right now.
Yeah, he probably is. He was picking up his keys out of my truck. So, anyways,
what are you guys doing? You know what we're doing.
You know what we're doing Wednesday night. You know we are on a podcast, man. But he's one of those. He is an open book. He'll tell you everything and anything and not to. And I have my investors call me and they're like, man, just tell him to shut up. I don't need to know what's going on here and this and that. I just need to know is my property being walked and taken care of. Yeah. And I try to walk that happy medium, like, because sometimes they need to know. Yeah. Like they need to know, like today, Wednesday is my day off. But what were we doing today? We're walking. I probably walked 11 properties. I had to crawl through 3 windows today because the keys that we had did not work because the tenant decided to change the locks and the windows were still open. And so 2 of them were 37 degrees in the unit. And so, and in a house. And so you're 4 degrees from your pipes bursting, If I'm not crawling through this window, but that was my day. And, Cody called me and he's like, hey, Tom wants to know if you, on your way to your podcast, can you swing by this unit that his buddy moved out of? And I'm like,
You're not a little guy to be crawling through windows.
I am 275.
Exact reports of people breaking into homes throughout. This is all lining up.
District 5 has had so many break-ins tonight.
Well, these were all in District whatever Northeast is.
Like this man in this yellow shirt, he broke in that house, he broke in that house.
Yes.
Here's the podcast.
A string of robberies. It's the A block on top.
Oh my God! I had to stand on a retaining wall and jump through this window. Like I got it open and I had to jump through this window off a retaining wall. Man. And yesterday we were at this house on the southwest side, right by the railroad tracks, 6th Street, and they changed one lock, didn't change
just outside of District 5.
Anyway. This window is like 7 feet high. Mm-hmm. So Todd's with me, and Todd's like, bro, get on my shoulders. I'm like, come on, man. I am 275 pounds. I am 43 years old. I'm like, man, this will be my last I am not doing pull-ups. I work out as much as I can, but I mean, this is not my pull-up day. I'm not working shoulders. I'm not working back.
Simone Biles legs jump in there like that.
So how did I get in? I got on his shoulders. And this is why guys have a really short life expectancy compared to women. True. Because here we are on one of these little fold-up chairs. He's standing on one. I'm on his shoulders, and I'm getting on his shoulders from a trash can. And those yardies. You stand on one, being big, you might in it. You might be.
There's a sign on it that says "Do not climb
It's
on
true.
Me,"
but we got in the window. We got the doors unlocked. He's doing the renovation as we speak right now. So. But that's the thing that these investors. This is why we tell them what we're actually doing, because you
made that sound like a win. You really did. It's a fun story, but it's a rough day. But I think it's something about the 3 of us, like our mentality, like. Every day is a win. The waking up, the beating the hard moment.
Oh, Lord Almighty.
What bigger reward is that? Like, I'm not asking for a hard moment, but when you win, when you still win, when the odds are against you, what better feeling is that?
Oh, man. It's one of those, I'm going to look at I'm a bath guy. You make fun of me all you want, but I'm going to take a bath tonight. I have this giant 2 to 3 person bathtub. It was the only thing I wanted in this house. Yeah. And so I'm like, and we have like a 1900 house, and she's like, you're really going to remodel the bathroom? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to reinforce this floor so it holds this tub. Yep. I'm going to do everything I can to have my bathtub. and so I'll be in there and I'll have the bruise across my legs where, you were on the window frames. And I'm going to be looking at myself like, what am I doing? This was my day off. And, here we still put in 9 hours. And, Monique and I have been sick the last 4 days. And, we did, and she got so mad at me yesterday because I'm like, girl, you have not checked on me. You have not done nothing. And here I am being selfish on this. And really, I'm giving her shit. I'm just giving her shit. Because she's been out, and I mean, when she's sick, when she's coming off it, I'm like, go get your hair done. Go get your nails done. Go make sure you're good. Get yourself feeling good. Then, if you feel, and then it's going to, it has that mental effect on you. And she came back. I'm like, girl, what'd you bring me for lunch? And I'm like, you haven't checked on me? She's like, are you kidding me? I'm like, oh my God, it was
a joke.
Completely kidding. And so I got consider by the first of the year I'm not working with you no more because of this shit. And I'm like, honey, yeah, okay, we'll brush this off. I'll talk to you tomorrow about this. I'm like, I'll see you at home. Do I need to grab the kids? It's one of those things. We got basketball practice tonight. She's like, you need to go home and eat and you need to lay down. I'm like, who's going to run basketball practice? Who's going to be doing this? Who's going to pick up the kids? So, I mean.
No off days.
No.
No sick days. Do you get sick days?
I mean, in theory. It's actually all lumped in. I mean, I say that jokingly, but it is all actually lumped into one big bucket. So, but I don't take that time off, right? I think think again, going back to this noise, right? Or how much we're each polling, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One, because we love what we do.
Love it.
We love serving others. We love like helping as much as we can and to our capacity. But also, there's a lot of people who have a lot of time to be chronically online, telling us what their feelings are.
Oh, Lord.
Their inner, deeper thoughts. That too much of a thought, right?
Yes.
Where I'm like, I've heard like 5 different paragraphs that you've written today. You know, honey, and that's just one day. You had a lot of time in your day. You could have been volunteering. You could have been packing some
You could
food
have
boxes.
fixed the problem. You could
You
could have
been
applied
a
for the
coach
job.
Of the Y, right?
You could have got licensed and certified to fix that pothole.
But I was
So
thinking
true.
about that though. Probably.
Well, this guy, the last window I crawled through on the way here, he lives 2 miles away. And I know he's got a key. I'm just like, but here, I got to do something. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I get it, dear.
I think the thing is, though, is that, like, I always want to ask people and turn it around and be like, what are you willing to do to solve that problem? Mm-hmm. Right? Yep. So if you don't have an answer for that, if you can't, like, immediately think about that, you're not ready to actually do something yet.
Yes.
But we can't. We are... And I feel pretty, confidently in saying this. Like, we are at our max.
Yep.
Oh my God.
We are.
Oh, there ain't no doubt about
put
it.
More work
no.
on my plate.
And so, I mean, people have asked me for a long time. They'll say, like, well, and honestly, because people don't understand government enough, they'll say, speak derogatorily about municipal government. They'll say, so when are you going to move on to something better? And I go, what are you willing to do to maximize your campaign contributions to me? Because do not ask me to do one more thing if you're not helping to support me in what I'm doing right now. I know that you like what I'm doing, but what are you doing to even like tell me once a year, hey, thanks for doing a nice job, or I really appreciate you listening, or thanks for coming to my event. Yeah. Right? Because like that is time away from something else, or even time away from my peace. Exactly. Or even time away from my sleep. Yeah. Right? And so
me and Lucas got kids. Like that's time away from my kids that you're trying to tell me.
Yeah.
I literally told this guy, and it was so satisfying because this guy came for my life about the music awards, named off 20 different people that he thinks should have been nominated. And I said, I appreciate the fact that you are advocating. Help them
next year?
Yep. And I told him there's actually a position for someone of your caliber, of your stature. It's called our academy, who submits people for free that they feel deserves to be nominated. They also could advocate and let these people know that the music awards are even happening. Because a lot of these people don't even know that we exist or how to submit. So if you have this list of names, please, 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 let's get them their recognition. Reach out to them. Make sure they know about the music awards. Direct them to me if you have to. But I would love for you to join our cause. No response. Crickets.
Well, that was the first thing my dad did was join your guys' cause because there's not enough Northwest Iowa represented here. There's not enough Northeast Iowa represented. And so my dad's like, so I'm joining the Northeast Iowas and I'm going to advocate. I'm going to advocate for these people. I'm like, all right, Dad.
Be a part of the solution.
Why
would you just complain and do nothing about it?
Because it's easy.
Because
it's the social media monster, right? You want to hear a really fun Tupac fact?
Yes.
It's a personal Ashley Tupac fact.
Ooh, okay.
But because sometimes I feel a little bit spicy. Oh, that's spicy.
Yeah, you finish that off.
You're feeling spicy.
Oh, yeah.
But this was like years ago and a very topical thing. But there was that guy who like supposedly was like listening to Tupac too much, who worked for the Iowa government. And so people were like, oh, he got fired because he listened to too much Tupac. This like old white man.
I've never heard
this.
He
was fantastic.
Yes, it was big too. It was big.
He worked for like Iowa HHS or something like that. So I want to tell you, inspired by this gentleman, when I left to take my first management job, I left the University of Iowa, which I adore my team members and the team of professionals that work there. But I'm not kidding you. I was so inspired by that I wove in 2 different lyrics, 2 different tracks of Tupac into my resignation letter. I don't even hide that. It was like actual bars, like 2 different ones, and I just put it in there with changes. And they said I just like handed it in. Nobody ever questioned anything, and I'm just like, I still wonder if they're still thinking about that. Like, who does that? And I'm like, I do that.
Yes.
I do that because I talk, sing all the time, and so I was just like, I was very moved. I put that in there.
That's awesome. That
is
is
the whole thing that happened.
That is fantastic because I remember that plainly, and I think when I think he responded into that something.
Oh, he leaned all the way into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
He
He
was a Ray Gun
yes,
shirt.
as
It was
with Chewy.
amazing.
Yeah. Because I remember,
Iowa needs more Tupac. I think it was.
Yeah, well, Iowa doesn't need any more Tupac. I mean, the best visionary ever. He's by far my favorite. Like, it ain't even close. Like, they want to know what are you going to be listening to? If it ain't Pentatonix Christmas, it's going to be. I'm going to be listening to some Tupac. I'm going to be. Yeah, he definitely on the top of my list of what I'm going to be having playing in my earbuds when I'm working out. No doubt about it.
Speaking of working out, that actually made my list. We are doing a top 5 of the top 5 things we do on our so-called off days.
Some cheaters.
All right, but I don't want you guys to say work more, because that was one of my answers, and I'm not gonna.
We all joked about thinking about the next assignment, the next work for us to do.
Yeah. So my number 5 when I'm not working, is go to the gym, and I know it's working out, but it's like there's something about the serenity of like I cannot, especially with a trainer, like I cannot be active on my phone. I at least need to respect my trainer's time, and I'm focused on the workout and not any of the problems, whether it's bad or even sometimes I have a big win to celebrate, but I'm in the gym and I'm locked in and I'm focused. I love that feeling. I feel like a lot of people get that, like I'm not an outdoors guy, but like when they go camping or when they go to the mountains or whatnot, or fishing, for instance, I don't have that.
Or in the deer stand.
The deer stand. I look forward to it every year.
With the chair squeaking. But yeah. So yeah, that's my number 5 is going to the gym on things I do when I'm not working. My favorite things to do.
Yeah, I mean, just because it's a low bar, but I love walking my dogs.
Nice.
They have the swishiest little tails, and they got these little
kind of dogs.
2 Cavalier King Charles Cocker Spaniels, but they just have these little swishy butts and these little swishy plumey tails, and it just doesn't matter. I mean, it's hard to find the time to do it because it just is. You know, there's always something else that you can find work to be doing. That's what we do.
Yes,
always.
But I love, and I've got something called a coupler, so it's like a Y, so I see both of them on there, and they have to keep pace with one another while they're dragging me behind. I need to get on rollerblades and do it. But,
that'd be fun.
But they've got these little swishy butts, and it just makes me so happy.
Nice.
Mine probably have something to do with my dogs too. I designed a whole garage, gutted it and everything because Monika's not a dog person, so she's like, you're not having these dogs inside. And I've always had dogs in my house, always. Yeah. And so when we merged houses, I was like,
do you guys' dogs kiss you in the mouths?
No, I'm not answering that.
I kiss them.
Yeah, I will definitely give them a kiss on the head. Yeah. Nah, but yeah, it would definitely doing something with my dogs. Usually, even if it's sitting in my recliner and putting on a basketball game at 1 in the morning.
Before Monika, weren't they?
Oh my God, I had a dog that would, you know, my significant other, he would rip the pillow out from underneath her head until she moved over.
Oh,
a little Jack Russell Terrier, yeah. And
that's why
now I got 2 labs. And now they're too big. Two labs in the bed is too much.
That's
too much. So yes, I would say something with my dogs, and my 5 are not going to be any chronological order.
Okay.
It's just the 5
mine
things.
in order because I'm a professional top 5.
Oh, stop it.
District 5, D5. You made me change my number 4 because I put in there go to the studio, but I know that's work.
That's work.
But I do love it, and it is a passion. And some of the music I do isn't for like now. I honestly I get paid for a lot of the songs that I do now. But I still make sure I'm recording songs just because that's how I felt that day, or it just helps me. It's therapeutic. But something that is a little more therapeutic and not related to work at all is when I go roller skating.
I love that.
Super skate is still one of my favorite places in the world. I met my dad and my grandma at a late age, and I found out that my grandma and grandfather met at a roller skating rink, and I had the pleasure of going roller skating with my grandma a couple years ago on my dad's side. And so it runs in our family, and it's just a place where, again, you can't be on your phone. You got to let go and just move around and just kind of be in the moment,
I love that.
And yeah, so roller skating is mine. Thank you, Super Skate. Shout out to them.
I actually really like getting my hands dirty. I mean, like being a farmer's daughter, I love gardening. So not necessarily in a particular order, but there is a real beauty that plants have taught me, right? Because people will tell me all the time, I've got some pretty cool rose bushes, and they'll say, oh my God, how do you do it? I'm like, I do nothing.
It's love. It's the love you put into it. Oh my God, Manika thinks I'm crazy with my garden.
Yeah.
Yes.
But here's the thing too. The other wonderful thing about gardening is that like you have to accept that end, that death, right? Mm-hmm. When you literally deadhead a rose, it's because you are putting that energy back out into the living part of it. You've accepted that it has lived its purpose.
I can't.
And then you're making peace with it. And then it sends the energy back out into the rest of it so it can create new blooms. And like that is so spiritual to me.
It's beautiful.
It is.
See, I see it in a completely different way. So like when I till up my garden every year, garden, I'm going to go on with you. My gardening it's something that I've missed so much of. It was the very first thing I put in the house was a garden. I have a tiller that comes out twice a year, once at the beginning of the year, end of the year. And I put in a garden because I'm a farm kid too. Yeah. And so, I see it rebirthing, because when I burn my garden at the end of the year in our burn pit. Second thing I dug was a burn pit. She's like, "You're in the middle of Marion. How can you just be burnt?" So I'm sorry, City Council, but I do. I have some big fires in my backyard.
Not in District 5.
I definitely have some farm fires in my backyard. Second thing I built was like an 8-foot burn pit.
Not my fire department. Not my fire.
I'll burn the plants when it's at the end of the year, and then I'll throw the ashes back on the plants before I till the garden again. So it
after the fire's done later, not during.
Yeah, not during. I'm not standing in the middle of the fire now. But yes, I mean, so I see a full circle. I see that they're rebirthing because I'm reincarnating the plant for the next year, and it's like one of those things. I threw actual seed over my garden this year because I haven't been able to give it the full love that I wanted to and the attention that I needed to, because I tell you, if you don't give a garden love or what you're planting any love,
you'll see it.
You'll see it. It talks back to you. I mean, when she got mad when the dogs were peeing on the tomato plants, and I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good for the plant.
Free fertilizer.
Yeah, that is good for. She's like, I am not eating those. I'm like, and sure shit, she ate the tomatoes. Come on.
You probably didn't remind her that the dogs.
I washed everything real good, but I mean, they always say you want a healthy tomato plant, go pee on it. I mean, it's weird, but
that is
it is
very weird. So.
City boy, what you got?
Well, I have to reflect on this.
Yeah.
This is season 9, episode 3, and every single episode, I learned something new that Lucas does, worked, a job, or I had no idea about gardening. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I should have connected it with the farming and with the dad episode, but that's awesome. Okay. My number 3, man, it's funny. Because number 3 involves in like the one time of the day where I can be fully vulnerable, sometimes emotional, but also just fully locked in. And my number 3 pastime on an off day is podcasting. This is the one time that I feel like we really, like we get to vent, we get to laugh. I've cried on podcasts.
We certainly have. Yep.
I share things that I've never like opened up about, and it's like that was like gonna die with me had we not had the opportunity to podcast. And I learn new things, even if it's just something new I'm learning about Lucas. Like I love learning things from an individual. I'm not a big watch the news at 9 guy, but I know everybody's news that's going on in their life. Like I care more about the people around me that I can communicate with. So that's like us catching up on our weeks, our wins, our losses, our struggles. Like I'm sure Lucas didn't enjoy crawling through those windows, but as he's doing it, he probably thought, we're talking about this on the podcast tonight.
Absolutely. That was the first thing I said when I walked in the door, man. I got stories today.
I swear.
And the thing is you crawl through those windows and you don't know if someone's there.
Yeah.
So like I asked Tone when I go, how do you hold a gun when you're crawling through a window? Because
they might be holding one on the other side.
It's true story. I honestly, it's pitch black and I'm walking through this house and I'm just like, I have no idea. I know the last people who were here were supposed to be gone, but I can't tell you they are right now.
Yep. So my that's number 3 is podcasting for me. What's your number 3, Ashley?
So I love reading. And I there is a word for it, but I'm a chronic buyer of books. Yep. I love a good hardback book. Spare me with the paperback, unless that's the only thing it comes in. Then I guess. But and I don't want to read it electronically. I like to have a physical, tangible book in my hand. And someday I'm manifesting, I will have a Bell's library.
Oh.
I want to have the ladder slide.
Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney
Yeah,
movie.
it's just the nerdy person in me. So that's why, like, you may not have known, but when I first started on council, the libraries were closed on the weekends. There, at some point in time, we had lost some funding or like didn't prioritize funding for that. And so think about, like, with your kids and everything like that, like how much it matters to have libraries on the weekends. I mean, I grew up.
Yeah, Chloe loves it. She goes every day after school too.
But see, this is the thing, is that people, at some point in time, we lost that value, or we didn't have people who were prioritizing it or saw that value in it. But like, the only time I really got junk food is from the Book It. Right? I didn't have to share that with my siblings. So I love that. So I was a long time reader, and happy to be this very dorky person. It's made me understand and kind of imagine other worlds that I couldn't experience myself. And so the libraries didn't have that. And so the other thing you may not realize is that you actually inherit somebody else's budget when you start on council, because it was decided the year before. So you're kind of just endorsing it more than anything. But I mean, I remember I went and spoke to our library director, and I said, okay, what if somebody happens to ask you what it might cost, to reopen both libraries? We have two, fortunate to have two in Cedar Rapids. If somebody asked you how much it would cost, right? I said, somebody definitely will ask you this. So if you just happen to have the figures on you, it'd be kind of nice, because maybe we have some discretionary money that we can finagle things a little bit. Guess what? In 2018, we opened up both libraries partway on the weekends. So in 2019, I was all like hulking up, and I was like, all right, here we go. This is going to be my budget. And our city manager was like, oh, you made it quite clear to me. Quite clear to me that we were going to do this, so it's already been budgeted for. So since 2019, both libraries, and now we have this brand new, beautiful library being built in what? D5?
I love it.
But I'm saying, like, that happens when you have somebody who's got the right values, who's advocating for it, who loves books and understands, like, how much it matters to have that accessibility as well. So,
love
reading.
It. All right, what's your number 3, Lucas?
Coaching.
Oh, yes.
Coaching.
I could have threw that for you.
Yeah, coaching, it's definitely right there. I mean, the two that come before it it's really close. I mean, my 1, 2, 3 are very, very close. But yeah, coaching. And I mean, this is my 25th year, so 25th year of coaching.
Oh my God.
I've collected a paycheck one time.
Public servant.
One time I got paid by Centerpoint Urbana for coaching, and I donated that back to the program. And so the rest of the time I've been paid staff before, but I just said no, I don't want it types. And so 25 years we've never taken a paycheck out of the dang thing at all. And it's God, you look at it and you see how many kids you've touched and where they are, and it's really cool right now because you get to see all the high schools, because the main core classes we had are now juniors and juniors and sophomores, and they're all playing varsity. And Camille had a jamboree, and there was like 8 different schools there, and 7 of those courts were my girls, so I'm just sitting there watching. I'm just like, oh, there you go, there's my girl. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, Camille, you off this game? Good. I'm gonna go watch Kalia over here. I'm gonna go watch Tashi over here. So
that's so cool.
Yeah. So definitely number 3, coaching.
Love that. All right, my number 2 is watching wrestling.
Today, you do love wrestling.
I love wrestling so much that it literally has been showing me so much love this year. And like, when I do music, like, I do work towards a goal. But wrestling and music were 2 separate worlds for me, and 2 things that I absolutely love, like, more than anything. Music, I'm actually not putting on this list because music has become a job for me. It is work now, and it's not that it's hard. I still love it just as much, but I'm trying to... I should always have an identity outside of what my job is. So somehow now wrestling almost can't make this list, because even today, me and my daughter watched her favorite YouTube streamer, I Show Speed. He wrestled the guy that uses my song for his theme music, and I think I just looked a little bit ago, and it was at 500,000 views in one day. And that's because of the 2 things that I love the most is music and wrestling as a job, and they finally collaborated this year. And I spend an unhealthy amount of hours watching wrestling every day, playing wrestling. I got a wrestling app on my phone that I use all the time. I'm tweeting, and now they're following me and texting me throughout the day, and it's pretty awesome. So yeah, wrestling is it's still only number 2, but it has definitely been a big part of my life since I can remember.
Okay, I had to look this up because a long time ago, I went to saw some the favorites, right?
Yeah.
But I always forget their name. But my brother and I, my older brother and I, after going to old school WWE, we loved walking around the house like the Bushwhackers.
Oh yeah, the Bushwhackers. Hey-o. Yeah. Yeah.
What does that say? That's
the Bushwhackers and Hacksaw Jim Duggan drove me nuts growing up.
Like the Undertaker. Yes. That was to me, that was the glory days because it was so comical.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't share the same, number 2, and that's okay.
That's
but
okay.
But I love that memory, that core memory of seeing this.
Yep.
Mine is really taking time to go to music or comedy. I love irreverent comedy, like Rick and Morty, American Dad, the stupider.
Oh, the dry humor. You
I love it. I love that super inappropriate, nonsensical, where you're just did they just? And you're yep.
Rick and Morty is so smart and inappropriate.
I love
literally, it makes so much sense.
It's intelligent humor, in my opinion.
It
because
is.
Just imagine being the writers though, because you're laughing I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make them say this. I wanted to say this my whole life.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: I love singing. I love laughing like that. There's so much stuff that happens in the world, so much heavy stuff. Yeah. That I love getting out of that mindset and just getting trapped with an earworm of a song or having some hilarious joke where I'm still laughing about it. 5 days later and telling all my friends poorly, trying to paraphrase it.
One of my favorite stories is it was a lady that was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and denied treatment and just asked to watch comedy movies, and that's all she did 24/7, and she recovered. And it's
crazy.
I mean, your mentality does play a significant role in your well-being, but
get your nails done, get your hair done, girl.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep. But I think about that scene from Mary Poppins, right? Where it's I love to laugh. But it's
and then they laugh all the way to the ceiling. Yeah.
But I do it makes me feel better. So no matter what my day is, at the end of it, I am ending my day with some BS comedy show, some kind, just to laugh it out with my dogs. It's kind of all my, top 5 kind of coming together.
I was number 2 at GoDaddy for 10 years, and part of the reason why people love me and hated me is when they call in upset, I've had literal threats because he's dude, if you laugh one more time, and I'm sir, I'm sorry, it might be a nervous tick or something, but I'm laughing because we're gonna fix this, and I understand your frustration, and I really do empathize with you, but dude, you called the right person is why I'm laughing. I'm gonna take care of this, and I move with that feeling, that vibe. Like you said, I'm always smiling. And I go through so much bad stuff that I do think, and I'm very big on God, that I'm his favorite comedy show. It's so bad sometimes, and it's stuff I've never seen.
I am never traveling with you.
The travels are such.
I'm going to say Godspeed. I'm doing my own route.
Yeah. You're on that flight? I just switched mine.
I watch your travel woes and I'm oh my God.
The Tone Chronicles is what we call them. Yeah. And I do that stuff with a smile. It's really bad.
You're probably a planner, though. You probably.
I have to be.
We are not.
I am so go with the flow. I was that plane was going to crash.
I am the stupid guy that says, I would love to get lost with you.
We're going to have fun. We're going to laugh.
Let's go get lost.
No, I love that. Lucas, what's your number 2?
All sports, any sports. So outdoors fishing could be just sitting in the woods. But then I'm obviously a diehard Hawkeye fan, and I played sports my whole life. So all sports, no matter what it is, I can enjoy sports. And curling, you know what? There's a technique to it. How in the hell?
Dude, my sport is wrestling, and I knew about this I Show Speed stuff for the last few weeks. So we've watched. He's doing this Show Go Speed, and what he's done basketball, football, gymnastics, which I have a whole new respect for. He's learning it in 2 days. But he did a food eating sport competition with the best food eaters in the world. And I didn't realize that's like a sport too.
Oh, Joey Chestnut, man.
Yes, that's who it was.
Yes,
Yeah.
How do you know him? What the hell? That didn't know.
This is the Nathan's hot dog competition.
Yeah, he's like a
Real thing.
17-time Nathan's
Oh,
hot
yeah.
dog winner.
Well, and he's insane. It's
He was on
disgusting
the
what they
show.
watch.
It is gross. I never want to dip a hot dog bun in water.
No, stop it. And hot dog's one of my favorite foods. Quit ruining that shit. Yeah,
Exactly.
Stop it.
Not
Why are your
tasty.
hands red when you're done?
Yeah, and then I went to the irony of you saying all sports is I went to Naya's performance with Essence this past Saturday.
Yeah,
And,
I was watching that online.
Yep, and Vern talked about how much dance is a sport, and people don't respect it as a sport. And I'm like, oh, my daughter works her ass off nonstop.
Hands
Your
down.
kids,
Man, Kennedy by far outworks any football player that I've ever trained, coach, and I got guys that are in the NFL. So I mean, I got
That's
athletes
awesome.
that I have trained that are constant D1 or making the next level after that, and. There's no harder worker than a dancer. I mean, my daughters, and I always told our football players when I was coaching at the high school, I'm like, okay, hey, you guys are here. The dance team's already been going for an hour in there. Guess what? When you're done with practice, they're still going to be going. My daughter puts, no doubt, 4 to 6 hours in 4 times a week at dance, like, and where she finds it, and it's crazy. But the damage it does on the body. Oh my God!
But you know what? That's why they wrote that song, though, right? She works hard for the money.
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
It's a sport.
It is definitely a sport.
Oh man!
And that was a huge fight in my house because to piss off Kennedy, that's all I got to say is, well, I got to go coach some sports.
Since we're talking about daughters, you know, I've mentioned podcasting, going to the gym, music, wrestling. Number one, got to be hanging with the daughters. There's nothing better. I will tell a very vulnerable story that when Naya's mom was pregnant, I was like, I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. And we got to the day of the reveal, and I said, boy. And I am so blessed, so happy. Would never want it any other way to have my 2 girls, man. Like, there's nothing better than being a girl dad.
We know we're the best.
Girl,
no, why?
Yeah.
Just waiting for you all to figure it out.
Yeah.
I did. I will confess, I yelled at Naya today because she's sitting in the front seat, and I'm on a business call, and I'm like, place your order at McDonald's. She really wanted McDonald's. And then she just starts crying, and she's like, I don't want to talk to him. And I'm like, you're a big girl. You have to sit in the front seat. You got your own cell phone. You got a so-called boyfriend. You can order your own food while I take this call. And she cried, and then I apologized and got her ice cream. And I was like,
you need to stop.
No, she
she
wants to be a big girl. She can be a big girl and order her own food. But yeah, the hanging with my daughters is definitely number one.
So I think this is where we all start coming back to center, right? Because my number one is spending that quality time with people I love.
Yeah.
So it just is. And that could be a different person, different day, right? I mean, that could be family, that could be friends. When you get that, like, deep quality time where, like, you're not in a rush and you just get that time with them, you never get it back.
Yeah.
And I cannot advocate for, enough people just to tell people out loud those that they appreciate, that they celebrate, that they enjoy, like, tell them how much you care about them.
Right.
You're never gonna regret it.
When you're guys, it's weird. I'm the guy that gets on the other guy's nerves. Like, hey man, I love you, bro. What's up? What's up with you, bro?
You gotta do it.
Like,
I'm that guy
don't
too. You
care,
know that.
Don't
So
care.
yeah.
Love you, bro. I don't give a damn.
Yeah,
I love
I'm that
y'all.
guy too. Come tell me different.
Yep.
Please, come tell me different. Yeah, come challenge me right here.
Exactly.
No,
I'll still F you up, but
yeah.
I love you, bro.
Don't think there's not a bear under here. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your number one, Lucas?
Oh my God. So it's easy. I mean, mine is the kiddos, but I have to be more. I mean, everyone. That should be our response. So number one is our kiddos. But I would have to say, singing with the kiddos, like
yes. More specifically,
we go on cruises. We try to get as many cruises as we can. It doesn't matter. The number one rule on the cruise is don't ask questions.
Yep.
Just enjoy it
Yep.
and put your damn phone down.
Yep.
So Camille will run the radio most of the time, and she's got her top 10 that we're gonna sing.
Yep.
Let Me Down Easy. And then we'll get
Yes.
into the rap mode. So we'll go from country to Christmas to back to. '90s raps because they want to hear
that.
They want to hear me come at it. And
Tupac has been a consistent in this episode.
And then so music and my daughters is in music and all the kids. I mean, even the kids that I've coached forever. They hate getting in the truck when there's people around because the music's going up and we're singing. We don't even care. Hey, Dash, listen to this. This is and they could be on a free throw line missing a free throw and damn near crying, and the bench will start singing a song that we just listened in the thing, and then smiles go on, and here we go. Let's
just go. Like in the movie.
So I mean. I would have to say, music with the kids is our best. I mean, before I came here, I was prepping in the kitchen, so cooking's close, top 6, cooking's right there. So we were in the kitchen prepping everything, and Chloe and Monika are doing the cheesecakes mixes and whatnot. And I'm like, all right, I'm not even touching this kitchen until you guys got this all stuff cleaned up. But I wanted to hang out in the kitchen because the music was going and the vibe was right, and it was. I was like, all right, and we had the slow jams on. We had the slow jams on. We had the Boys to Men coming across and. Oh, yeah, you had, Keith Sweat coming on, and it was just, I was like, all right, here's the vibe. All right.
I DJ'd at Walmart a few weeks ago, and I played all the Boys to Men, the Keith Sweat, all the hits, the R&B real hits. They weren't necessarily Christmas songs, but it puts you in the mood of, family and fun and, just joy. It just hits your heart, and it was just a dope moment when people would walk by and just start singing. I think Walmart made more money because of me, because I saw one lady just throwing everything in the cart, and I was like, she probably would have looked at it as nah, but because she's vibing, she's dancing and grabbing stuff. So bring me back, Walmart.
Well, and I want to give a shout out to that. So there's a gentleman that works at Walmart. He's one of the greeters and the guys that kind of sees you out.
Yeah.
And it's Walmart in Blair's Ferry Road. And I had to go up to that guy and give him a hug, and I'm like, why'd you quit singing? Because that guy stands up there by the ice machine, and he's just singing away, and he can sing. And I'm like, man. And then he stopped because I think someone was pointing or making some fun or something like that. And I went up and I gave him a big old hug, and I'm like, you need to keep singing.
Please do.
I go, you make my trip here.
Exactly.
And I'm like, keep singing. And
Edgewood is closer to me, and I went to Blair's Ferry because I knew your ass would be singing. I need you to sing.
Yeah, come on. Where you at today?
I was having a rough day. I need you to be singing.
You want break? I'm going to sit here till you're back. Yep.
That's awesome. I love that.
That's an underlying theme, though, right? Just keep singing.
Keep singing. Yeah, Dora.
That might be the title of the episode.
Yeah.
Just keep singing.
Yeah.
No matter what the feedback is, no matter how hard the work gets, we just keep singing.
Dory keeps swimming, and we keep singing. Just keep singing. Just keep singing.
I love it. Ashley, any final words for the viewers? I'm sure you've done many a podcast, but I hope you had a lot of fun with whiskey and real estate today.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thanks for the apple pie.
Yes.
Thanks for the laughs. Yeah. It's all the things. We're getting my top 5 all in there, right?
Yeah, we try. We try.
And time with good people.
Yes.
I agree, and I appreciate you coming on. We always have a lot of fun on it, but when we have the guests that interact and have a blast with us, I mean, that's when it's the best. And you know what? Our days that were shitty that we just forgot about because we just talked about our top 5 and we just had 20 minutes of smiling and laughing.
We talked about the things that made it worth it.
People. Yeah.
So some people end the day with prayers. Some people end the day doing whatever they want. I mean, but I
laughing, good people.
Yes. There you go. God bless y'all. I mean, for real. So,
oh man, I don't have much left.
Hey, God, I've been babysitting.
Apple pie is good.
Yes.
Cheers, you guys. Thank you. This has been another episode of Whiskey
and Real Estate.